Welcome back to the final part of our 4-part series on building a pharma cost optimization dashboard using AI-assisted analytics. I am Sundar Anipalli, and over the past few weeks, we have taken an incredible journey. In part 1, we tackled the business problem and generated synthetic data with AI collaboration. Part 2 showed us refining the data and building our analytical foundation. Part 3 demonstrated our KNIME workflows in action, processing real-world complexity with transparency. Today, in Part 4, we are completing the circle. We are going from those CSV files we started with all the way to a deployed, production-ready web application that hospital procurement teams can actually use to make better decisions. Here's what we are going to cover in this. First, I'll show you the complete data application in KNIME AP. Then I will show you the application running live in a browser. Not a mock-up, but real deployed solution. We'll explore all 3 dashboard pages from a business stakeholder's perspective. Then we'll discuss what it really takes to deploy something like this in a production hospital environment. Finally, we'll wrap up our entire series journey talking about where you can take this next. This isn't just about showing off what we built, it's about demonstrating that with the right tools and approach, you can go from business problem to deployed solution faster than most people think it's possible. Let's dive in. Before we jump into the live application, let me give you a 30-second architecture overview of what we have accomplished. Remember, we built 5 interconnected workflows: file ingestion, data cleaning, budget alignment, scorecards and alerts, and finally, dashboard output. The 5th workflow takes all of our process data and packages it into a web-ready format that KNIME can deploy as a data application. Let's first see the 3 dashboards that I built in the KNIME interface on my laptop. Then I will show you the same dashboards on the web. The dashboard has 3 main pages, each designed for different user roles and decision-making needs. Department scorecards for high-level management oversight, class scorecards for category-specific analysis, and an alerts dashboard for immediate action items. Here is an expanded view of the department scorecard, and you'll see that I have a couple of ways to filter or narrow down the data. So I can select departments and I can select fiscal month, and accordingly my data table showing the scorecard shows only data from the selected filters. If I want to see the whole scorecard, I can scroll down and I can see the whole full unfiltered scorecard which shows me all fiscal months, all departments, and their various data points that we have calculated. Similarly, the class scorecard shows us the scorecard by therapeutic class: antibiotics, anticoagulants, and so on and so forth, and fiscal month. So I can choose to narrow down the data according to my therapeutic class and the fiscal month. The full unfiltered view is also available in the dashboard. Finally, my alerts dashboard shows me the alerts that have been generated from the scorecards, and these alerts can bring quick and immediate attention to those areas that need some kind of a immediate reaction. I can select the alert type as expired SKUs or budget overrun, and accordingly my alerts table will get filtered and show me the alerts by either class or department. Using the KNIME Pro Hub, I have deployed this as a live web application, which means any authorized user in a hospital system can access this dashboard through their browser, no KNIME installation required, and no technical expertise needed. For those who are not familiar with the KNIME Pro Hub, it is a new subscription plan from the makers of KNIME that sits between the KNIME Teams plan and the KNIME Business Hub. The main goal of the KNIME Pro Hub is to provide the ability to publish workflows in private or public spaces on the KNIME Hub, and to provide the ability to deploy apps even if you don't work for a large company that has the KNIME Business Hub subscription. So this is my workflow, and as you can see, I can use version control to keep track of the changes that I'm making to the workflow, and I can revert back to any version of the workflow that I want to look at. And finally, I can deploy my workflow as a data app, and this allows me to deploy the dashboard outputs from the workflow on a web interface for anyone who has the access to view and look at the dashboards. So when I come and look at my deployment and click on run, it shows me the dashboard. So here you'll see the department scorecard, which is the same view that you saw on the KNIME application that resides on my laptop. And this web page will allow similar kind of interaction by users who have access with the data app and make decisions. So imagine you are a director of procurement for a major hospital system. It's Monday morning, you have your coffee, and you need to understand how your spending is performing. Then this dashboard will help you look at this overview. Immediately, I can see departments that are over budget. So I can see there are 3 departments which are over budget, and I can see the fiscal months in which they were over budget. We can also see which departments are under budget but within thresholds defined by your organization. So even though this department is only using 90% of the budget, the usage flag still says normal because maybe your low usage flag has got a threshold that is below 90%. You can also see risk factors on this dashboard that show how many SKUs are near expiry, how many SKUs are having low stock, and how many SKUs have expired. So for example, you'll see that for February 2025 in the emergency department, 15 SKUs out of total 63 have expired, thus the risk level is set as high for this department. And let's say I'm concerned about the surgery department, I can see that even though the budget usage is normal, I have a high risk of 8 SKUs having expired out of my total stock of 58. This data quickly highlights which department needs immediate attention, thus allowing the director of procurement to take immediate action. And this kind of insight that traditionally would take a financial analyst 2 days to compile now is available in real time. You can take the required action sooner. From a business stakeholder perspective, this page answers the fundamental question: how are we doing overall and where should I focus my attention? The visual design makes it immediately clear which metrics need action and which are performing well. Now let's switch to the class scorecards page. This is where our category managers live, the people responsible for specific type of pharmaceutical purchases. If I am managing anticoagulant drugs, I can see my category performance compared to other drug classes. Look at this comparison view and I can immediately see that while my spending is within budget for a couple of months, I do have a high risk situation for the fiscal month of January, where my number of expired SKUs is 13 out of 20. On the other hand, for the same fiscal month, antibiotics has got a acceptable budget utilization and only 1 of the 24 SKUs have expired, which tells me that I don't need to pay immediate attention to antibiotics. The system automatically flags this kind of potential concerns, and maybe we need to review our processes about quality control and timely reordering. The dashboard doesn't make the decision for me, but it surfaces the right questions at the right time. Speaking of alerts, let's look at the alerts dashboard. This is where immediate action items surface. Think of this as your procurement team's daily action list. These aren't just automated flags, they are contextualized alerts that understand your business rules and threshold. From a business perspective, this dashboard transforms procurement from reactive to proactive. Instead of discovering budget overruns at the month end, we are getting early warnings with time to act. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What does it actually take to deploy something like this in a production hospital environment? Because A dashboard is one thing, getting it approved, deployed, and adopted is entirely different. First, security and compliance. Healthcare data is regulated under HIPAA, and even pharmaceutical spending data has privacy implications. The good news is KNIME Hub provides enterprise-grade security with role-based access controls and audit logging and encrypted data transmission. But you'll still need your IT security team to review and approve the deployment. User management becomes critical. Who can see what data? Department heads should see their own department details, but maybe only summary views of others. Category managers need deep visibility into their categories, but limited access to overall budgets. The system needs to enforce these permissions automatically. Data freshness is crucial for decision making. Our workflows are designed to run automatically on a schedule, nightly for historical analysis, and hourly for alerts if needed. But someone needs to monitor these processes, handle exceptions, and ensure data quality does not degrade over time. Integration with existing systems is often the biggest challenge. Most hospitals have ERP systems, procurement platforms, and financial reporting tools that need to share data with our dashboard. KNIME has excellent integration capabilities, but each environment is unique. Finally, change management. The most sophisticated dashboard is worthless if people don't use it. Training, documentation, and ongoing support are essential. In my experience, starting with a pilot group of enthusiastic users and expanding based on success stories works better than trying to deploy organization-wide from day one. The technical deployment through KNIME Hub is actually straightforward. It's the organizational change management that requires the most planning. Let's step back and appreciate what we have accomplished in this 4-part series. Technically, we have built an end-to-end analytics pipeline that ingests raw data, cleans and validates it with confidence scoring, performs sophisticated budget variance analysis, generates actionable alerts, packages everything into a deployed web application, all using open source and commercial tools with AI assistance throughout the process. But the real achievement is business impact. A typical hospital system spending $50 million annually on pharmaceuticals could easily save 2 to 3% through better visibility and decision making. That's 1 to 1.5 million in annual savings. If this dashboard enables even half of that improvement, it pays for itself many times over. Beyond cost savings, consider time savings. Financial analysts spending hours compiling reports, procurement managers missing critical trends, department heads making decisions with outdated information. All of these inefficiencies get addressed. We've also validated a powerful technology stack: KNIME for workflow orchestration, AI collaboration for rapid deployment and development, synthetic data for safe experimentation, and enterprise deployment capabilities. This approach is replicable across different industries and use cases. The transparency over perfection philosophy we have maintained throughout these series proves you can build production-ready solutions while being honest about data quality and limitations. As we wrap up this 4-part series, I want to thank everyone who's followed along on this journey. We have gone from identifying a business problem to deploying a working solution, demonstrating that modern analytics tools and AI collaboration can dramatically accelerate development timelines. The response to part 3 was encouraging. Several of you expressed interest in learning more about the technical details. So I'm expanding my webinar offer. I am planning a comprehensive technical deep dive webinar that will cover 2 key areas. First, the detailed workflow, construction, every node, every configuration, every design decisions we've made along the way. Second, the complete deployment process, how to set up KNIME Hub, configure security settings, manage user access, schedule automated runs, and handle all the operational aspects of running this in production. This isn't just a demonstration, it's a hands-on technical session where I'll share the actual workflows and walk through deployment step by step. If you're interested in implementing something similar, In your organization, this webinar will give you everything you need. Registration details are in the video description. I am also happy to discuss custom implementations or consulting engagements if your organization wants to build something tailored to your specific needs. Thank you for joining me on this journey from business problem to deployment solution. The future of healthcare analytics is bright, and we are now equipped to be part of shaping it. If this series has been valuable, please share it with colleagues who might benefit, and don't forget to register for the technical deep dive webinar if you want to build your own version. Until next time, keep turning data into decisions.